right. I'm Jen. This is a 60-minute power flow. Thanks for joining me this morning. Let's go ahead and get started in child's pose right on your yoga mat. And I will do almost all of this practice from my yoga mat as well. So if you see any new patterns or poses you're not sure about, feel free to take a look up at your screen anytime. And for just a few more breaths here in child's pose, take your elbows wider and turn your face to one side. So you're allowing your chest and upper half to settle lower to your mat. And let these few breaths right here be big, full belly breaths, wide around your belly and your rib cage. Bring yourself up into tabletop. And from your tabletop position, curl your toes under. Take a cat-shaped back. So you're gonna round and tuck your chin under a bit. And just hover your knees an inch or two off of your mat. If you really draw in the pit of your belly here, you may notice this as just a little bit of core activation. And then you can unfold into downward facing dog. Readjust your stance as much as you like. Pike right up onto your toes, walk forward to the top of your mat. Take your time, you're gonna rise all the way up, taking a full, slow breath in. Bow forward, breathe out, just leisurely here. Halfway lift, take a breath in. And step your right foot far back into a low lunge. So you're gonna bring your knee down to your mat. You can also consider this like lizard pose. So we're aiming to get a stretch in the front of your right hip. You can achieve that by really bending your front knee a lot, allowing your hips to sink forward. Or it may work better for you to bring your forearms right up to that front thigh so that you can settle into this stretch here. We'll stay for about 3 to 5 full breaths, so just settle right into your stretch. And bring your hands back down to your mat if they're not already there. Curl your toes under, lift your knee, lift your hips way up, step forward to the top of your mat and switch sides. Left foot far back into a low lunge or lizard shape. I'm going to be doing several crescent lunges as part of this flow today. So we're just working to stretch out this front hip area that tends to get a little tight. Hands to mat, curl your toes under, lift your knee, lift your hips up, step forward to the top of your mat. Rise all the way up, take your time, big breath in as you go. And bow forward, breathe out. Halfway lift, take a breath in. High plank, lower all the way down to your belly as you exhale. And you can do this from your knees or your toes. Cobra or upward facing dog, lift your chest. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Pike up onto your toes. Breathe in. Clear your breath. And step or hop forward to the top of your mat. Halfway lift. Breath in. Bow forward. Breathe out. Rise right up. Inhale. Fold forward. Exhale. Halfway lift. Breathe in. And step your right foot back, crescent lunge pose. Rise up, just take one big breath here. High plank, exhale the whole time that it takes to get to your high plank. Take one breath here. You're gonna rock right up onto your tippy toes, graze your knees to your yoga mat, just barely tap them and push back to downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, crescent lunge. Take a big breath in. Airplane, push off of your back foot and launch forward. So this is just an interesting pattern of how we're moving around on our mat, but we'll do it several times and it will start to feel more familiar. In your airplane, you can really get a lot of work out of your glutes if you lower that left leg so that your hips are more even down on your mat. Good. It's okay to keep a bend in your standing leg here, especially as we're still warming up. Really nice. Plant your feet together. Reach up. Take a new breath in. Fold forward. Exhale as you go. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Step your left foot far back. Crescent lunge. You're going to rise up for your in-breath. High plank, keep exhaling, really pull your belly in, tuck your hip points forward. Rock up onto your tiptoes, graze your knees to your mat, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, crescent lunge. Rise, breathe in. Airplane, push off of your back foot. Steady breath here. Again, you can play a little bit in this airplane. If you drop that right hip a little bit lower, notice how your left glute, your left outer hip muscles really get more involved. That's a good thing. Really good. Plant your feet together. Reach up, take a breath in. Bow forward, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Chaturanga, or lower to your belly, you choose. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Pike up on your toes. Get ready. Step or hop forward to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Bow forward, breathe out. Rise up, breathe in. Bow forward, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in. Right foot back, crescent lunge, breathe out. I'm gonna reach up just for this one breath. High plank, exhale. Take a breath in. Rock forward, graze your knees down, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, crescent lunge. Rise, breathe in. Airplane, breathe out. Inhale. Settle your left hip an inch lower. Push out through your back foot. Squeeze your inner groins up towards the ceiling. Full round of breath. Stay and breathe it all out. Plant your feet together. Reach up, breathe in. Fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Left foot steps back, crescent lunge pose. Yeah, take your time. With your in-breath, you'll rise. High plank, breathe out. Take a breath in here. Tap your knees, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, crescent lunge. One big breath. Airplane, exhale. Breath in. Tuck your right hip down. Can dig most of your weight into your heel here, and then squeeze your inner groins up towards the ceiling. Full round of breath. Now stay and breathe it all out. Feet together, reach up, inhale. Bow forward. Halfway lift, breath in. Chaturanga or belly, breathe out. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Pike up onto your toes. Clear your breath, ready to move forward. Step or hop. Rise all the way up, go right up. Fold forward, breathe out. Halfway lift, breath in. Right foot steps back, crescent lunge. Rise, breathe in. High plank, exhale. Take one breath here. Rock forward, graze your knees, down dog. Right foot steps forward, crescent lunge. Rise, take a breath. Airplane, kick off of that back foot. Keep breathing steady. Now this is our last round of these crescent lunges. So we're gonna really tack on a little extra work on this last one. Put more bend into your standing knee. You're gonna tap your left big toenail onto the right side off your mat on the floor. So it's kind of like a little curtsy speed skater kind of action. You're gonna do that a couple more times, just moving at your own pace. Just really working to build a lot of heat in these big muscle groups here in the legs and buns. A couple more times. And this next one, make it your best tap. So you're gonna get low and you're even gonna hover for just a little extra moment. Yeah, really good. Feet together. Rise all the way up, take a breath in. And bow forward, breathe it out. Halfway lift, inhale. And step your left foot back into your crescent lunge. Rise. High plank, breathe out. One breath in here. Rock forward, tap your knees down, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, crescent lunge. Airplane pose, push off. Keep breathing steady. You're gonna add more bend on purpose to that standing knee. Bring your right big toe off the left side onto the floor. You can tap or hover it. And keep moving in that fashion, keeping most of your weight in your heel here. Yeah, I hope this is working for you too, because I'm noticing I'm starting to get sweaty here. So I know that my big muscle groups are working for me. This last one, you're gonna make it your best one, so you're gonna get a little lower. You're gonna hover that foot as far to the left as you can. And then plant your feet together. Rise up, reach up, take a breath in. Fold forward, breathe it out. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga, or lower to your belly. Upward facing dog, breath in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Pike up, breathe in. Look forward. Step or jump to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breath in. Bow forward, put a big bend in your knees. Chair pose, sweep your arms right up. Stay, clear your breath. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Final breath. Bow forward. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Chaturanga or belly. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Warrior one, rise. And warrior two, breathe out. Reverse your warrior. Half moon. Now, if you have a block or a water bottle or a book, you can always use that as a prop underneath your right hand. You can also just do this by having your fingertips down. You may need a little extra bend in your standing leg. Yeah, and that floating foot, just press the outer blade of it up. Notice, can you have it lifted as high as your hip, or maybe even about 1 inch higher? Take another full round of breath. With as much control as possible, come to standing at the top of your mat. Really good. Take one breath in here. Bow forward, breathe it out. Lift halfway, breath in. Chaturanga, or lower to your belly, breathe out. Upward facing. And downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward now, warrior one. And warrior two, breathe out. Reverse your warrior. Half moon. Take your time to get steady. Maintaining your breath really evenly through your nose. If you feel your weight tipping forward into the front of your foot, like if your toes are gripping down really hard, dig more weight back into your heel. And lift that outer blade of your foot 1 or 2 inches higher if it's starting to droop. With as much control as you are able, bring yourself back to the top of your mat. Good. Reach up, take a breath. Bow forward, breathe out. Halfway lift, breath in. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Breath in. And breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Hike up onto your toes. Clear your breath, ready. Step or hop forward, top of your mat. Halfway lift, breath in. Bow forward, exhale. Rise all the way up, breathe in. Chair pose, breathe out. You can always choose your arms in this chair pose. If your shoulders need a break, try cactus style arms. And dig down and apart through your heels just to light up your outer hips. Settle 1 or 2 inches lower for this last moment. Bow forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Chaturanga or lower to your belly. Upward facing. Down dog. Right foot to warrior one. And warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Half moon, breathe out. And again, you have that option to use your prop here if you have a block or bottle. Keep your left leg lifted, but bring all of your fingertips down to your mat, standing splits. And bring your right hand to your right hip. You're going to start to turn your chest to the right. This is twisted half moon. Once you are able to rotate your chest up towards that side wall, you have the option to lift your top hand up towards the ceiling. If you feel like your weight is tipping far forward, dig more firmly into your heel. Your back leg, lift it just 1 inch higher, not making too much extra strain, just working those glute muscles. Full round of breath. You can make your best twist right here. Feet together at the top of your mat. Take a halfway lift and breathe in. Chaturanga, breathe out. Upward facing dog, inhale. And down dog. Left side, warrior one. And warrior two. Reverse warrior. Half moon. Steady breathing right through your nose here. Standing splits. You bring your left hand to your left hip. Rotate, twisted half moon. Turn your chest to the left side. Keep breathing steady. Dig into your heel. Push through both heels so your weight is really shifting back this whole time. And that floating leg, if you can lift it an inch higher, do so. Keep a strong belly to support your back. Full round of breath. Feet together, top of your mat. Lift halfway, take a breath in. High plank, lower all the way to your belly from your knees or your toes. Cobra, just a light back bend. Lower down as you breathe out. Cobra, lower down. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. You can shake out your head here. Pedal out your legs. Lift your right leg up high behind you. Step it forward, crescent lunge pose. Rise up. And bring your hands together at the center of your chest. Maintain your upright posture. Turn to the right for a twist. You can stretch your arms out long front to back. If you drop your back arm a little bit lower, you may be able to gently rotate a little bit more. Good. Reach back up to center, crescent lunge. Take a breath in. Lizard. Plant your hands on the inside of your front foot. Can lift your hips and draw the pit of your belly in. And on your front foot, lift your heel up high away from your mat. Squeeze that front leg into your arm bone. And you may even be able to hover your front foot here and step back to downward facing dog. Lift your left foot back, breathe in, and sweep it forward, crescent lunge. Hands meet at the center of your chest. And keeping your tall posture, turn to the left, stretch out your arms. And again, for this last moment, drop your elbow, your back elbow a little lower. Rotate a little further. Get that extra twist sensation. Crescent, reach up to center. Lizard, plant your hands inside of your front foot. You can lift your hips a little higher, lift your heels high. Squeeze your front knee into your arm and check. Maybe you can lift that whole front foot or take most of your weight out of it. Downward facing dog. Take a breath in and breathe it out. Inhale Heavy head, exhale. Hike up onto your toes. Clear your breath. And step or hop forward to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe in. Bow forward, breathe out. Rise, reach up. Hands to your hips, standing figure four. So you're gonna cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Just settle your hips back enough that you get a stretch feeling in that right buttock. And still balancing. Come up to standing, lift your right knee up and tuck it right into your chest using your hands. And we're gonna focus on our standing leg here. Really drive down into your heel, squeeze your bum, lift through the back of your skull. Broaden through the front of your chest, pull your elbows back. Maintain your leg lifted as it is. Release your arms down like power stance. Drive down through that standing heel again. Squeeze your butt more firmly. That left buttock squeeze. Lift taller through the back of your head. Really nice. Step your feet together. Reach your arms up. New breath. Hands to your hips. Standing figure four. Left ankle over right thigh. And come back up to standing. Bring your left knee with you. Tuck it right in. Stand very tall here. Drive down into that standing foot. Squeeze your bum. Lift the back of your head. If your shoulders are rounding forward, broaden there through the front of your chest. Keep tall. Release your leg. Maybe you're able to keep it lifted just as high as it is. And then refocus on that standing leg. Dig down into your heel. Get taller. Squeeze your bum. Very nice. Feet together. Reach your arms up. Take a breath in. Woo. Bow forward. Breathe out. Halfway lift. Inhale. Step your right foot far back. Long pyramid pose. So your back heel is going to stay lifted in this style of pyramid. And you're just going to work to straighten your front leg enough to get a stretch down the back of it. And if you just gently tuck your left hip back, you can intensify this stretch. Walk your hands to the right. Keep walking them to the right until you're in a side lunge. You're going to bend your right knee. And walk your hands forward to the top of your mat. Lift your hips high, step forward. Half lift, take a breath in. Left foot steps back, long pyramid pose. And this stretch is all about that front leg. So it's okay if your back heel is quite lifted. Just going to focus on straightening that front leg just enough to get the pull down the back of it. You can tuck your right hip back. And walk your hands to the left. Bend your left knee, side lunge. And walk your hands forward, top of your mat. Lift your hips high. And this time you're going to step your front foot back, chaturanga or belly. This is our last one of this class. Up dog or cobra, get some lift through your chest. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Pike up onto your toes. Clear your breath. And step or hop forward. Come down to your butt. Set up for boat pose. I'm going to turn and face the camera here for this. In your boat pose today, you're going to keep your feet planted down to your mat. Focus on lifting the center of your chest. So you're really maintaining tall posture. And then you can draw your belly and your ribs down and in so that you're really strong there as well. Okay. Reach your arms straight up. Take a breath in. Reach them forward and breathe out. And then this time, bring your arms out to a T. Bend your elbows. Squeeze between your shoulder blades. Great. Bring your arms forward. Lift them up. Keep breathing on your own. Arms forward. Arms to a T. Get that squeeze between your shoulder blades. Keep moving in that manner. Now, if you have the core strength to support it, you may lift one or both feet to add more challenge to this. My core is not there right now, so I'll leave that up to you. My feet will stay down. Good, and this next time that you pull your elbows back, you're gonna stay right there. Lower an inch or two towards your mat. Lower an inch or two more. An inch or two more. I know the elbows don't want to go back here. And then come all the way up, cross your legs. Take an easy twist to the right. Just let that pose go. Easy twist left. And come seated forward. Just allow your back to round, fold forward just for a moment. And then come back up. Set up boat pose one more time. And again, your feet can stay down to your mat the whole time if you like. This is really a posture practice more than anything. Reach your arms up. Bring your fingertips to the back of your head. Draw your elbows back. Maybe notice that squeezing between your shoulder blades action, okay? Tall breath in. Keep the really tall posture. Just turn to the right. It may be a very small turn. Center with an in-breath. Turn to the left. Keep going just like that. Again, you have the option, if you have the core to support it, you can hover one foot up like true boat, or maybe even both feet. Keep going, your own pace, your own steady breath, maintaining really great posture. If you notice that your low back is starting to feel some strain, then just draw your belly muscles up and in to get a little more support there. Last round here, complete your twists on both sides. When you come back to center, reach your arms straight forward, lower an inch or two towards your mat, an inch or two more. Get as low as is comfortable for you, and then lay all the way down. Set yourself up for bridge pose. Let's take a moment, big steady breath. And then lift up into your bridge pose. In this bridge, take the time to tuck your arm bones under your back. Push into the backs of your arms. Find a little bit of that squeeze action between your shoulder blades. Can press really firmly into the fronts and backs of your feet. Squeeze your bum, lift your hips an inch or two higher if it suits you. Lower down to your mat. Take a full round of breath. And breathe it all out. And come back up one last time, bridge pose. You can keep working that little between the shoulder blade activation, squeezing, pressing down with your arms. Or if wheel is in your practice and you want to wheel for this last one, plant your hands and come on up. Keep breathing steady. Stay for the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way down. And rest your legs. You can butterfly them or tip your knees together. Draw your knees in towards your chest. You can rock some easy circles around your low back. And we're going to meet in a standing forward fold. So you could rock yourself up to that standing forward fold, or you can just press up and readjust right into it. And from the standing forward fold, you're going to take your right foot far back into that low lunge. Bring your knee down to your mat. And heel toe your left foot out wider. Turn your toes out more than your heel. This is dragon pose. So you're going to allow your hips to shift forward. Bend your back knee so that your foot lifts away from your mat. You may already notice more pull on the front of that right thigh. You can stay just like that, or reach your left hand back and take a bind around your foot. If there's way too much intensity there in your front thigh stretch, you can always let this go. And just gentle with yourself, release that bind if you've got it. Shift your hips back, half splits. So again, you're just looking for some stretch feeling down the back of your front leg. And shift your hips forward again into your lunge shape. Lift your knee, lift your hips high, step forward. Switch sides, bring your left foot far back. Settle your knee down to your mat. You can heel toe your front foot out wider, turn out your toes. And as you're ready, you'll lift your back foot up. You can stay just like that if that's already plenty of stretch, plenty of sensation, or reach your right hand back, take a bind. And gentle with yourself. Let go of any bind. Readjust, half splits. Move your hips back forward again. And from here, you're just gonna bring yourself down to a seat. Easy cross-legged. And just use this next few moments here to seek out any tension in your shoulders or neck. You can roll your shoulders. You can shift your chin side to side. Make your way down onto your back. Take your legs up the wall. You can use a prop under your hips if you have one, or if you have a wall, you can also take your legs up that wall. And bring your legs back down. Take a twist to the right. And take a twist to the left. Come back to center. And settle yourself into Savasana. Rest. Bring your attention back to your breath now. You can continue resting as you are or turn to one side. And find your way up to a comfortable seat. Plant your palms together. Take a full round of breath. We honor one another. We share. Namaste.